There's controversy in the buildings right now. The cursing and the clanking of each other. Traitorous animals. You killed my whole family, lying to us about work. Continuously the sound of fighting. And there's a lot of people who have been pushed down from above. Death battles are going on. Right now, the young man took it from the space warehouse. Take out a gun. The young man was listening to music. Outside, people are constantly being falling down from the heights beneath the cruel battles. At this time, it is still in the house and aesthetic. Waiting for tomorrow to come. Very quickly arrived. The next day. With the view and the boys. Just go down below to check. Right now in front of the whole body, it's the body lying around, after being forced to jump or pushed down. Some people didn't die on the spot. In a state of serious injury. Slowly tortured to death in the cold. Look up your face. Truong saw a lot of watermelon-colored solutions. It's on the floors. It was definitely last night. These people fought so hard. The view then asked Truong to use it today. Can you use it? Why not, uncle? At this time, the young man is always facing his brothers. If you want to eat later, you have to work. Unless a young man looks at a body and stops. Unless you want to be like them. Listen to this, the rest of you are terrified. Yes, we do it right away. Other buildings don't seem to have AI out sweeping the snow. Should I let them out? Do you think they have time now? Last night was just the beginning. This conflict, it happens between people in power. Ordinary people in buildings. Except when they can solve the problem of food distribution. Otherwise, one side must be completely destroyed. How could they kill so many people? In one night. Is this the using 2 peaches can kill 3 brave men? So we're next. It has something to do with us. Let them destroy each other. Send a message to the group now. Negotiation team of buildings. If you don't see the results tomorrow, food, including cigarettes. I can't guarantee it either. The next day I saw fewer people. Young men translate hand clutch in aesthetic less 1/3. Effective so fast. These people clearly know food is not their turn. But why don't they resist? Fight for a chance to survive. They're not solving the SAO food problem. If there's another option, no one will sacrifice their lives. Most creatures, they all tend to seek benefits and avoid danger. Suddenly someone came to me. Zhang Yi, wait a minute. I'd like to talk to you again. What can you talk to me about? She spoke up to Zhang Yi. If this complex continue to grow in this direction, sooner or later it will collapse. Even if you can bring back more food. There will also be people using their power to steal. It only increases by 7. This is for the purpose of youth. So the young man was not surprised and replied, oh. Then SAO. Young aesthetic. Or it's not. This is the scene I want to see the most. And then she gave her opinion. I can use scientific management to manage the complex. Just be possible even. It can be expanded to other places. It's the end of the world. The world is in chaos and order is crumbling. Whether we set up a kingdom, it doesn't matter. You're the king of that kingdom. I'll help you. How do you feel? Young man came to clap Tran Lin Nok's shoulder. Are you serious? The boss continued. Only this way. If we continue to maintain the status quo, maybe one day we will die too. Standing in front of the young boss coldly replied. So far you've used this trick. To trick a lot of people into working with you. The broken families are certainly not few. How do I know? Is the next person yourself? Then, the young man was very decisive and punched a very hard punch. Normally I don't hit women. But today is different. I said, let me tell you. The dead will be you. Don't count me in. Tran Lin Nok lies down in the snow. Reach out your hand. I beg of you. I'll accept whatever conditions you make. Young people ignore the words of the jade. He continued to walk to the sword. I saw Li's men working very hard. Only young aesthetic. So far there have been no casualties. And they continue to work together SAO. When he saw Truong Yi approaching the sword, he took the initiative to speak. Why did you come here? The young man asked the sword. How can you do that? What did you say? Except for you. The other units fought very hard, because of food distribution. I'm curious, what methods did you use to hide the news? Put the sword down and say. I'm not hiding any news at all. From the beginning, I've informed everyone of the outcome of the negotiations. Whether the food is more or less, it is distributed fairly. Let yourself be smart. The end result is that you will all starve to death. No one can survive. Then Zhang Yi turned and left. The sword called out. Zhang Yi is waiting for you. Can you help us? Sorry, that's not possible. With your power, it's possible to assemble a group of people. The highest hope of survival. Share their own interests and survive on their own. But I hesitated indecisively. You're not capable of protecting everyone. This is equivalent to crime. I know too, but there's another way. Zhang then went to the two attics. Royal power and emperor launch. The king asked. Are you not going out today? Or maybe yesterday's food was collected by 10. The epidemic continues to spread the trap. I'll be out in a minute. 10 more cigarettes and good wine for you. The king is happy to hear that. Glorious as wheat in season. The king put his thumb on the live stream. The translation is so kind. I had a bad thought before. But from now on, if you need any help, just ask. The Yellow Emperor also continued to speak. You are our great benefactor. This life-saving grace will never pay off. From now on, this life is given to you. And then the young man walked with two attics on his shoulders. Look at you guys talking, we're all brothers. Say out if you have anything. I will definitely respond if possible. The king and the emperor are not good. They know that death is waiting behind them. Bring it to a bag of food. Let's get everyone in line and take turns getting food. A guy with curly hair came. Rabbit card into Truong Yi's hands. You can bring cigarettes. For the king and the emperor, can you bring it for us? The name behind the translation. You can't be contemptuous. Another guy continued. Our requirements are not high. Just one bag a day. This is the demand of my life. And then he gave me a hand to reassure these guys. Okay, I'll try to deliver it to you from tomorrow. To manage buildings that need tobacco, I'll give it to you. The people who heard Zhang's promise leave quickly. Truong Yi's brothers asked. Mr. Zhang, are you being too good to them? Giving them food is a great blessing. Now they're on the front foot. I need all this to that. The young man smiled with a loud smile and replied, their demands are not excessive. I can't be on the side of contempt. I don't know what the young man is up to. No, it's not like that. The two of them didn't know what else to say. We work so hard we can only reluctantly get enough to eat based on something, but those people live so well. After returning to the lying room on the sofa aesthetic translation, it's almost time. Number of casualties in the internal war. At least 400 people. The rest of us have the possibility of another civil war. Very low now they have also relaxed their guard. Prolonging will be detrimental to you right now. Young man gripped hands decisively. Let's end it tomorrow. Soon after Zhang Yi opened his space warehouse RA. It's filled with food and goods. It's full of all kinds, it's no different than a supermarket. The young man quickly got some bread. Holding a respirator in your hand, mouth young man muttered. If the last meal could be more hearty. I think I've been kind enough to them. Quickly the young man poured rat poison. Close food, tobacco and alcohol. Food, cigarettes and alcohol are all full. Make sure to catch a batch. It really has to be over. Always feel the process is miraculously smooth, because they are immobile. Maybe I got a directive from the inside. In court 25. Or maybe I think too much. It's useless to walk away and continue to grieve. Just weapons and a safe room. They won't be able to do anything. No matter what the other side has planned. In front of absolute power, all the conspiracies don't make sense. Soon after Truong Yi asked him to view the two brothers. We're here for the epidemic. Wait here. I told them to get their stuff. After a while, the buildings arrived. Alright, everybody, come get your stuff. The plan is about to succeed. I meet the whole family at 8:39 every morning. The translation is now. We're distributing food to buildings. Meanwhile, the red-headed king turned his head. Eye contact with the rest of them. Fast to the next turn. Call to building 21. It's the turn of the Red King. The young man turned and sat down. Get food. Suddenly there was the voice of the king. He then pulled out a 6-gun. Pointed at Zhang Yi. He turned back in a cold sweat. Don't. 3 shots were fired while thousands of pounds hung. This hair is the view that has jumped in the way of bullets. BA through the uncle view. Thanks to which Zhang was lucky to escape death. The plague screams in pain. View from behind. The blonde boy with the building is out to sneak a bite. See the previous situation, so I'm a little wary. The young man took out the space warehouse. A machine gun. Angry young man yelled. I was wrong, next time it won't be. The blonde traitor is terrified. Then young men translate. Blood rushed to the brain and kept firing. You all must die. That's young man alone. Weigh all the shrimp limbs of other buildings. After a series of gunshots, the body was lying in the snow. The rest of them ran away. Why does he have a rifle? Run. Another one pierced through the apple. 2 dead eyes can't close their eyes. After a while, the machine gun ran out of ammunition because it was too hot. The young man threw his machine gun under the snow. Continue. Zhang Yi took out 2 guns 6. Uncle Wang, thank you for shielding the bullet. I'll avenge you and help you kill them all. We are not their accomplices. This has nothing to do with us. I swear, this has nothing to do with us. Don't kill me. The man just fired 2 shots. The king and the emperor immediately departed. The remaining boss Tranlin knock. Expand translation. This really has nothing to do with me. Please believe me. She clasped her hands together in 2 rows of tears. I have a 13-year-old daughter. I have to live. My daughter is waiting for me to return. Another shot through the apple. Tranlin knock. Very cold and definitive. Sorry, I'm not in the habit of going back to the forest. After dealing with all the people in the snow, the body is now a body. Young startled. Turn around when you hear the view. A quick translation runs to the side. Your view is alive. I meet the whole family at 8:39 every morning. Quick fluid, take out a syringe. Angela line syringe. Injecting into his chest and screaming. Come to help. The 2 men hiding nearby were startled to answer. Hurry up and save people. Take him up to my house. Truangi did not forget to remind the 2 of you to be light. The view is now taken away. Tears of Tomorrow quickly received the news that carried me running to. But she's acting. My view, why are you like this? I'm sure there's nothing wrong with you. If anything happens to you, how will your mother live? 2 lines of tears streamed down like crocodile tears. She's doing a trick. If you leave, my mother and I will survive. Let's go together. Tell me what you're up to. Help people block bullets, show you mean gas. But I can't talk to you too. My husband will not cry. Don't worry. Probably not. I will do my best to save the view. Chow is the main doctor at the big hospital that has her. The king's wounds have hope of healing. Expand translation. If my husband dies, I don't want to live. But for him, please take good care of my baby. The king is not dead. I hurriedly arranged everything for him like that. Why not me? I certainly hope my husband lives well. When I saw Zhang Yi leave, my tears stopped crying. Tomorrow. She looked up the stairs and thought. It's a source of income. Long-term care that I've chosen carefully. If I took a bullet for you, it doesn't make you bleed. It also has to be exchanged for a new skin. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm going to have a bullet surgery. It doesn't help to have you here. No, now he needs someone to stand by him. I can't leave him. The young man turned to look at the view. I see you lying in pain. But Truangi was also moved to let Tomorrow's tears in. Then the young man opened the door and went in. When you get into her, you cry. Tomorrow. We're finally getting inside. Since the ice came, I've always dreamed of living in this house. Warm fresh food and fireplace. I'll enjoy those things too. Right now, I don't seem to care about the view anymore. She went down to the kitchen to get a drink. Do you have any milk powder? What did you say? Zhang Yi seems to be on fire.